This is FilmWise from Black Belt Dragon.
My aunt asks, we were at school all day. Got it.
We jumped out a window.
No, quiet. Shh.
Shh, we jumped out a window.
You can't say things like that around Aunt Cass. Shh.
Yeah? You home, sweetie?
That's right.
I thought I heard you. Hi.
Hey, Aunt Cass.
Oh, look at my little college man. I can't wait to hear all about it. Oh, and wings are almost ready.
Whee!
Will you be quiet?
Yeah, wings. All right, get ready to have your face melted. We are gonna feel these things tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
That clip was from Big Hero 6, the first CG animated Marvel movie from Disney. Now, there's a lot to talk about this movie, and I mean freaking a lot. You see, the movie is about, it's based on the Marvel comic from the same story. A young boy named Hero is an inventor, but he uses his inventions only to battle in robot fights. But then his brother ends up telling him that he can use his brain more for better use. So he tries to trick him into trying to attend his college, even though he's younger than he expects. I mean, he's like really young. He looks like he should be like in high school, and his brother's like really old, and he's in college, obviously. But then he meets his group of friends who kind of tells him that he can do more with what he can do. But then some issues go away, and he ends up meeting his brother's invention, which is oh gosh, I forgot. I can't believe it. It's one of the most adorable characters in the movie, and I can't even remember his name. But let's just say it was a very wonderful character. It's like this robot character who is like a Stay Puft Marshmallow if he was a robot. But this character follows Hero into trying to help him stop a villain in the movie because, you know, it's Marvel, gotta have the villains, you know, stop the villain in the movie and save the day with this pack of heroes. It's why they call themselves the Big Hero 6. It's not said in the movie until probably until the very end, but you probably get that. Okay, so I want to talk about the good stuff that's in the movie. Now, what I really liked about this movie, and I really do like, is that the movie really, like, it has really good pacing. I felt that it had really good pacing, like, during, like, after the beginning, because in the beginning of the movie the pacing is like really fast, but then later on it starts to have really good pacing. The only thing, like, you know, that it's not good at the pacing is some of the characters. Hero and his robot do, like, they show off who they are in a very well done way, but then the other characters in the movie don't really get enough screen time, and they don't really show off their personalities that much. We do know who they are, and we kind of get their funny humor, but, like, it's not very shown. Their personalities are not, like, really put out throughout the entire movie. The focus of the movie is Hero, which is played by Ryan Potter, well, voiced by Ryan Potter. If for people who don't know who Ryan Potter is, he was that the main character in that very the short-lived Nickelodeon TV show Super Ninjas. I remember watching that show when it came out. I thought it was a very interesting concept, but I guess it wasn't that great. But still, like, he's the same guy. He's the same guy who voiced Hero. So So, okay, that's some good stuff. What I do also like about this movie is that, well, it looks like a children's movie, but when I watched it, there's a lot of adult stuff in this movie. I mean, a lot of it. Like, I mean, the only childish stuff in the movie is, of course, the robot. The robotic Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. But the idea is that's the only childish thing in the movie. I mean, there's humor in it, but there's not enough humor saying that it's something that you would want to bring your kid to, because, I mean, it's not like they swear or nothing. Oh, frick, Disney wouldn't do that. But no, like, it's like the pacing and also how the characters speak, it feels really adult. It feels like a really adult movie. Like, I say that you can bring your kids, but, like, you know, they would probably get a kind of bored. I mean, it's still an amazing movie, but they would kind of get bored because there's not too much things that you would see. I mean, it's like watching the other Marvel movies. Not a lot of kids watch the Marvel movies unless they're big fans of those heroes, but mostly it feels like another Marvel movie except in animated form, and it's really more for adults than really kids. This is more of an adult movie. I can tell you that after watching it. It was like freaking amazing. All the things in the movie is like awesome. Just really awesome. And I do want to tell you something, but I'll leave that for spoilers. Okay, and okay, let's talk about the bad aspects. Now, one of the biggest bad aspects is when the brother. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say something kind of happens. Like, I'm probably kind of spoiling it here, but something happens and we don't get enough time to, like, get to know the brother in the movie. The brother's kind of the important aspect because he was the one who invented the robot that you've seen in the poster, and we don't get to really know him, and I felt kind of sad. I felt like, why couldn't we get to know this guy? Like, you know, I felt like he looked and he sounded very interesting. And there's a really emotional part in the movie which I just felt was like, it actually kind of made me cry, really. It's like a very big emotional part in the movie. But, of course, I won't spoil that for you. Now, another bad aspect is I already talked about not enough of the side characters really getting enough time to, you know, develop themselves, but they develop themselves into the point of comedy. They managed to bring out their humor in the movie, and the humor in the movie is well done. Now, of course, I don't know about this, but I've recently looked. This is a kind of a comparison. This is kind of a bad aspect comparison to the comic book. Now, this is a little bit, you know, I don't know. This is mostly just for the conversation of comic book fans. For people who have read the comic books of Big Hero 6, you can see that the designs of the movie compared to the comic book is not that really much the same. Plus, there's two characters in the movie that were not in the movie because they were characters that that crossed over with X-Men, and we actually saw them in X-Men Days of Future Past. And Fox kinda owns those characters, so that's why they never appeared in Big Hero 6, even though they're supposed to be like the part of the team. And that's really sad. That's really sad that we couldn't see those characters. Just hope that all these companies will just learn how to get along so we can get one of the greatest superhero movie ever. One day, we will see Spider-Man or the X-Men be in the Avengers. One day. Okay, now, before I head to my verdict, I want to head into spoiler mode. Now, for people who do not want to get into spoiler mode, I just say turn off the video right here, or just, if you want, obviously, if you want to see my rating of this movie, go to this time slot, and you will be able to see my rating that time. But now, I'm getting into spoilers. Okay, here I go. Here's the idea. It's kind of like all the Marvel movies where there's always a post-credit end scene, and there is a post-credit end scene in the movie. And actually, this is something that you actually see for only a fraction of a few seconds. You see, one of the characters owns a big mansion while his parents are away. So when they get into the mansion, he like says, "Oh, here's my mom and dad." And one of the photo, when you see the portrait, you wouldn't believe it, but his dad is Stan Lee. Yes, Stan Lee must have loved this script so much that he actually cameoed in this movie. I mean, it's a Marvel movie, so Stan Lee has to cameo in it. He doesn't cameo in every single Marvel movie, but he's cameoed in this movie. Particularly in the post-credit end scene, we find out that that actually Stan Lee's character, the father of one of the characters in the movie, was actually a retired superhero, and now his son finds out. So, and Stan Lee actually voices the father, which is a big coincidence because he looks like Stan Lee. So obviously that he would voice like, you know, the Stan Lee lookalike character. So yeah, Stan Lee makes a big cameo in the movie, and it's pretty funny. And I can tell you that you do have to wait while the credits are rolling, and the credits do kind of drag along a bit. So, but it's definitely worth it. It's way worth it because it's an amazing movie. It's great. It's amazing. I can tell you that. So my final verdict for Big Hero 6. This movie gets an A. I would actually like to rate this even higher, but it's not that great. But the one thing that this movie did is that nowadays, I don't get really excited for movies anymore. After the movie Wreck-It Ralph, that was a while back, I never really got excited for movies anymore. I felt like I was growing up, getting more mature into really not being too excited. Like when one of my favorite movies are coming out, or if a great movie's coming out, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll go see it. It's not like I don't get excited. It's not like I don't feel like I want to go see that movie. I do, but like I don't feel that kind of, you know, strong point to just, you know, I don't feel upbeat to try to see the movie. But then, you know, excitement happened again. When I saw Big Hero 6, I got like excited again. I felt like that exciting mood after I saw that movie, and that's just incredible that I would have that feeling again. So, like I said, this movie gets an A and a big thumbs up. This is an amazing movie. You should definitely go check it out. Okay, this has been Black Belt Dragon on FilmWise, and I'll see you on the next one.